Hey everyone, myself Ramkumar. Here in this presentation, I want to show you how interactive events and buttons can play vital role in HTML. So let's begin. HTML events are the cornerstones of creating interactive web experiences. But what are they exactly? Well, they are actions or occurrences triggered when a user interacts with an HTML elements. Think of things like clicking a button, pressing a key, hovering over an element, or even submitting a form. These interactions act as signals, allowing web pages to respond dynamically to user actions. For example, imagine clicking a button to reveal hidden content or submitting a form to validate input in real time. Without events, web pages would be static, lacking and engaging features modern users expect. Events allow developers to craft a responsive, dynamic websites that enhance the user experience. So let's look at some of the most common event types of in HTML. First, mouse events. In mouse events, click and hover are the types. Click means triggered when the user click a button. Hover means activated when the mouse pointers move over an element. Second, keyboard events. In this, key down and key up. Key down means triggered when a key is pressed. Key up activated when a key is released. And the third one is form events. In this, change and submit. Change means triggered when a form inputs value changes, and submit means fired when a form is submitted. Uh, so now that we know about events, let's discuss how to manage them. This done using event handlers. Event handlers are JavaScript function that define what happens when an event is triggered. For example, clicking a button can display an alert, update a page's content, or fetch data from a server. There are two main ways to attach when event handlers to elements. First, inline event handlers. It is a simple but not recommended for a complex applications. And second, add event listeners method. It is preferred for flexibility and organizations. A key concept to understand is event propagation, the order in which events are handled in a nested HTML structure by default. Events propagate through bubbling. This means the event is first handled by the innermost element, then moves outward to its parent elements. This mechanism is essential for event delegation. So, the event delegation is a technique that improves performance by attaching a single event listener to a parent element instead of multiple listeners to individual child elements. This is especially useful when dealing with dynamically added elements. For instance, consider a dynamic to do list where items are added after a page loads. Instead of attaching a click listener to each item, you can attach one of the list container and let events bubble up. This technique enhances both flexibility and efficiency. Sometimes you may need to create your own events for specific actions or states. Custom events are great for modularization and reusability. For example, you can define an event to notify multiple parts of your applications when a specific task is completed. Custom events allow you to decouple event handling logic making your code cleaner and more reusable. So there are you can see that handling mouse events. Mouse events are among the most common types of user interactions. Here are a few examples of how these events are triggered and used. Click, hover, move, wheel. Click means to user click an element. Hover means a pointer moves. Activated pointer moves, and that's on. Now handling keyboard elements events. In this also the same as a mouse. Keyboard events are essential for creating interactive forms and custom input features. Here's our quick breakdowns: key down, key up, key press, input. And then handling form events. Form events are crucial for managing user input. They are triggered by interactions with form elements like text field, drop down, and buttons. Here are the primary form events like submit, change, input, reset. Submit means fired when a user submits a form. Reset means a form is reset. So now, in conclusion, mastering HTML events and buttons is critical for creating modern interactive web applications. From handling mouse and keyboard interactions to managing form submissions and creating custom events, these tools allow developers to build the dynamic, user-friendly interfaces. So, understanding how to register and manage event handlers, optimize performance and with event delegation, and implement custom events will take your web development skills to the next level. With this knowledge, you can create applications that not only meet but exceed user expectations in interactivity and functionality. Thank you.